Hello, my friend. I'm really happy you're here today. Before we begin, I want to ask you a simple question. Are you learning English in a way that is actually helping you speak? Or are you spending a lot of time doing things that only make you feel busy? Really, take a moment and think about it. How long have you been trying to improve your English? Maybe 1 year, maybe 3 years, maybe even more. During that time, maybe you have watched many English videos, saved grammar tips, written long vocabulary lists, downloaded apps, followed many teachers, and told yourself, I am studying English, so one day I will speak fluently. But even after all of that, maybe a part of you still feels stuck. Maybe you understand lessons when you watch them, but when someone asks you a simple question in real life, your mind becomes blank. Maybe you know many words, but you cannot use them quickly. Maybe you have studied English for a long time, but your speaking still feels slow, nervous, and unnatural. If this sounds familiar, please listen carefully. The problem is not that you are not smart. The problem is not that English is impossible. And the problem is not that you need to study for 10 more years before you can speak. The real problem may be the way you are learning. Many English learners waste a lot of time because they confuse learning about English with training to use English. These two things are not the same. Learning about English means you understand rules, meanings, and explanations. Training to use English means your mouth, your ears, your brain, and your confidence practice together until English becomes something you can actually use in daily life. If you only collect information, but you do not practice using that information, then your English stays inside your notebook, inside your phone, or inside your mind. It does not become your voice. So in today's lesson, I want to help you stop wasting time with the wrong kind of English learning. I want to help you see clearly which habits feel productive but do not build real speaking skill. And more importantly, I want to show you what to do instead. My name is Jack Ma, and today I want to speak to you like a friend, not like someone giving you pressure. I know many learners feel tired. They feel they have tried many things. They feel they are working hard, but the result is not coming. So today, we will slow down, think honestly, and learn a better way to practice English for real life. Maybe you have this habit. You open a video and watch it from beginning to end. You understand the teacher. You enjoy the lesson. You feel motivated. But after the video ends, you close it and go back to your day. You do not repeat the sentences. You do not make your own examples. You do not speak anything out loud. Then tomorrow you watch another video. Again you understand it. Again you feel good. Again you move on. After weeks and months you may say, I watch English every day, but I still cannot speak. My friend, watching is useful, but watching alone is not enough. Watching English is like watching someone exercise. You can learn how exercise works, but your own body will not become stronger unless you move. In the same way, your speaking will not become stronger unless you speak. Let's practice this idea right now. I will say a simple sentence, and I want you to repeat it slowly. I do not want to only watch English. I want to use English. Say it again, slowly and clearly. I do not want to only watch English. I want to use English. Now make it more personal. Say, today, I will speak at least 5 English sentences out loud. Good. This is the difference between passive learning and active training. Passive learning says, I watched a lesson. Active training says, I used the lesson with my own voice. Passive learning makes you feel comfortable. Active training makes you improve. Another way learners waste time is by memorizing too many isolated words. Maybe you write down 20 new words in one day. You feel proud because your list is long. But later, when you need to speak, you cannot remember those words, or you do not know how to place them in a sentence. This happens because single words are not enough for speaking. In real life, people do not speak with word lists. They speak with chunks, phrases, and complete sentences. If you memorize the word appointment, that is useful. But if you practice the sentence, I have an appointment at 3 o'clock, it becomes much more useful. If you practice, can I change my appointment? Now you have real English for daily life. If you practice, I'm sorry, I'm running late for my appointment, now you can use English in a real situation. So do not only collect words, train sentences, train small phrases that you can use again and again. For example, instead of only learning the word busy, practice sentences like, I'm a little busy right now. I has been really busy. I'm busy, but I can talk for a minute. And I was busy earlier, but now I'm free. Now the word becomes alive. It becomes something you can use at work, at home, on the phone, or with a friend. Let's practice. Repeat after me. I'm a little busy right now. Again, I'm a little busy right now. Now say, I was busy earlier, but now I'm free. Good. Now say your own sentence with the word busy. It can be simple. Maybe I am busy in the morning. Maybe I am busy with work. The goal is not perfection. The goal is use. Many learners also waste time by waiting until they know perfect grammar before they speak. They think, first I must learn all the rules, then I will speak. But this is a trap. Grammar is helpful, yes, but if you wait for perfect grammar, you may wait forever. Real speaking improves when you practice simple sentences, make small mistakes, correct them, and try again. A child does not learn to walk by reading a book about walking. A person does not learn to swim by only watching swimming videos. And an English learner does not become fluent by only studying rules silently. You become fluent by using English again and again, even before it feels perfect. Imagine you want to say, yesterday I went to the market. Maybe you are afraid. You think, is it when or go? Is it market or the market? Is my sentence correct? Because of this fear, you say nothing. But silence does not train you. A simple imperfect sentence is better than perfect silence. If you say, yesterday I go market, maybe it is not perfect, but now you have something to improve. You can correct it to, yesterday I went to the market. Then you repeat the correct sentence 3 times. Yesterday I went to the market. Yesterday I went to the market. Yesterday I went to the market. That is real training. That is how your brain learns. Now let's do a small daily life exercise. Think about something you did yesterday. Maybe you cooked food. Maybe you went to work. Maybe you studied. Maybe you called a friend. Now say one simple sentence. Yesterday I studied English for 10 minutes. Repeat it. Yesterday I studied English for 10 minutes. Now change it. Yesterday I watched a lesson and then I practiced speaking. Again. Yesterday I watched a lesson and then I practiced speaking. This is the kind of practice that turns English into a real skill. You are not just listening, you are building your speaking muscles. So today, I want you to remember this clearly. Do not waste your time learning English in a way that keeps you quiet. Do not only watch, only read, only save lessons, or only collect words. Start using English in small, simple daily ways. Speak one sentence about your morning. Speak one sentence about your work. Speak one sentence about your family. Speak one sentence about your plans. Speak one sentence about how you feel. Your English does not need to be perfect to be useful. It needs to be alive. And your voice becomes alive when you use it every day. Now let's continue from that thought and look at the first big mistake many learners make. Many people spend too much time learning English in a way that feels safe but not useful. They sit quietly. They watch lessons quietly. They read grammar rules quietly. They write notes quietly. And because they are doing something, they feel like they are improving. But after many months, when they need to speak in a real conversation, they discover that quiet study did not train their speaking. This is why I want you to be honest with yourself. If your goal is to speak English, then your practice must include speaking. Not only thinking, not only watching, not only understanding. Speaking must become part of your daily routine, even if it is only for a few minutes. A lot of learners say, Jack Ma, I understand English, but I cannot speak. This sentence is very common, and it tells us something important. Understanding and speaking are connected, but they are not the same skill. When you listen, your brain receives English. When you speak, your brain must create English. It must choose words, arrange them, control pronunciation, manage confidence, and respond quickly. That is a much bigger job. So, if you only train listening, you may understand more, but your speaking may still stay weak. This is not because you failed. It is because you trained one side more than the other side. If you want balanced English, you must receive English and produce English every day. Let's make this simple with a daily life example. Imagine you watch 10 videos about how to order food in English. You learn phrases like, "I'd like a cup of coffee. Can I see the menu? And could I have the bill, please?" You understand every phrase. But if you never say these sentences out loud, your mouth does not know them. Your brain may recognize them, but your voice cannot produce them smoothly. So now, practice with me. Say this slowly. "I'd like a cup of coffee, please." Say it again with a little more natural feeling. "I'd like a cup of coffee, please." Now change the drink. "I'd like a glass of water, please." Now change it again. "I'd like a cup of tea, please." This is simple, but this is real training. You are not just learning a sentence. You are teaching your mouth how to use it. Another mistake is learning too many things at the same time. Some learners open one grammar video, then one pronunciation video, then one vocabulary list, then one idiom lesson, then one business English lesson, then one listening lesson. At the end of the day, their brain feels full, but their English does not feel stronger. Why? Because information without repetition disappears quickly. You do not need to learn 20 new ideas every day. You need to repeat a few useful ideas until they become easy. A small sentence used 10 times is more powerful than a big lesson watched one time. A simple phrase practiced in 5 real situations is better than a difficult word you never use. For example, take the phrase, "I'm trying to." This small phrase is very useful. You can say, "I'm trying to improve my English." You can say, "I'm trying to speak more clearly." You can say, "I'm trying to wake up earlier." You can say, "I'm trying to save money." You can say, "I'm trying to be more confident." One phrase gives you many sentences. This is smart learning. You are not wasting time collecting random words. You are building flexible sentence patterns that help you speak about your real life. Now practice it with me. Say, "I'm trying to improve my English." Again, "I'm trying to improve my English." Now say, "I'm trying to speak more confidently." Now make your own sentence. Start with, "I'm trying to," and add one real thing from your life. Maybe, "I'm trying to study every day." Maybe, "I'm trying to find a better job." Maybe, "I'm trying to stay patient." This is how English becomes personal. Please remember this. English is not only a subject. English is a tool. If you treat English only like a school subject, you may spend all your time preparing for a perfect test inside your mind. But real life does not wait for perfect preparation. Real life asks you simple questions. How was your day? What do you do? Can you help me? What are you looking for? When are you free? These questions do not require perfect English. They require active English. They require words that come out when you need them. So your practice should prepare you for these normal moments. Let's train one normal moment now. Imagine someone asks you, "How was your day?" Many learners answer with only one word, "Good." That is okay, but we can make it better. You can say, "It was good, but a little busy." Repeat that. "It was good, but a little busy." You can say, "It was tiring, but I finished my work." Repeat. "It was tiring, but I finished my work." You can say, "It was normal, but I learned something useful." Repeat. "It was normal, but I learned something useful." Now answer for yourself. How was your day? Say one full sentence. Do not worry about perfection. Just speak. This is the kind of daily practice that builds real fluency slowly. Another way people waste time is by changing methods too quickly. They start one routine on Monday, then stop on Wednesday. They find a new app on Friday, then forget it next week. They save a new video, buy a new notebook, follow a new teacher, and hope the next method will finally change everything. But my friend, the magic is not in constantly changing the method. The magic is in repeating the right actions long enough. If you practice 5 useful sentences every day for 30 days, your speaking will change more than if you watch 50 random lessons without speaking. Consistency beats excitement. Small daily practice beats big emotional motivation that disappears after 2 days. So from today, I want you to choose a simple rule. Do not finish an English lesson without using something from it. If you watch a lesson and learn one phrase, pause and speak that phrase. Make 3 sentences with it. Say it slowly, say it naturally, say it with emotion. Use it about your own life. If you learn the phrase, I need to practice like this. I need to study today. I need to call my friend. I need to practice speaking. I need to be more patient with myself. These sentences are not complicated, but they are useful. And useful English repeated often becomes fluent English. You do not have to study for 5 hours. You do not have to know every grammar rule. You do not have to memorize 1,000 words before you begin. Start with the English already in your hands. Use it more. Repeat it more. Speak it more. Turn passive learning into active training. When you watch, repeat. When you read, speak. When you learn a word, make a sentence. When you make a mistake, correct it and say the sentence again. This is not wasted time. This is real practice. And if you do this every day, slowly, patiently, and honestly, your English will stop feeling like something far away and start becoming something that belongs to you. Another thing that wastes a learner's time is studying English only in a comfortable way. What do I mean by comfortable? I mean you always choose the lesson that feels easy, the video that makes you feel relaxed, the exercise where you do not have to speak, and the practice that does not challenge you. Of course, learning should not feel painful. You should enjoy it. But if your practice never makes you use your voice, never makes you think in English, never makes you answer a question, and never makes you form your own sentences, then it may be too comfortable. Growth usually happens when you do something just a little outside your comfort zone. Not too hard, not too scary, but just enough to wake up your brain and tell it, now I need to use this language. Think about a normal day. You wake up, check your phone, drink water, eat breakfast, go to work or school, talk to people, solve small problems, make plans, and think about tomorrow. These moments are already full of English practice opportunities, but many learners ignore them because they think practice must look special. They think they need a perfect book, a perfect course, or a perfect skiing partner. But you can practice English inside your normal life. When you wake up, say, I need to get ready. When you make tea, say, I'm making tea before I start my day. When you leave the house, say, I'm going out now, and I'll be back later. When you feel tired, say, I feel tired, but I still want to practice a little. These sentences are simple, but they are connected to your real life. That is why they are powerful. Let's practice this daily life method now. Imagine it is morning. Say this slowly. I just woke up and I'm getting ready for the day. Again, I just woke up and I'm getting ready for the day. Now imagine you are eating breakfast. Say, I'm having breakfast before I start my work. Again, I'm having breakfast before I start my work. Now imagine you are planning your day. Say, today I need to finish a few important things. Good. Now make it personal. Say one sentence about your real morning. Maybe, I woke up late today. Maybe, I had tea in the morning. Maybe, I checked my phone before breakfast. This kind of practice is not difficult, but it trains you to connect English with your actual life. Another common mistake is trying to sound advanced before you can sound natural. Many learners believe that fluent English means using difficult words, long sentences, and impressive expressions, so they ignore simple English. They feel embarrassed to say basic sentences. They want to sound intelligent, so they search for big vocabulary. But real fluency is not about making every sentence difficult. Real fluency is about saying clear things smoothly. In daily conversation, simple English is powerful. If you can say, I'm not sure, let me think, I agree with you. I don't understand this part, can you say that again? And I need a little more time. You can handle many real situations. These are not complicated sentences, but they are useful sentences. Please do not waste time trying to decorate every sentence before you can speak clearly. First, build control with simple English. Later, you can add more advanced words. For example, instead of forcing yourself to say, "I am experiencing considerable difficulty comprehending this situation," just, I'm having trouble understanding this. That sentence is natural. It is clear. It works. Instead of saying, "I am extremely exhausted due to my professional responsibilities," you can say, "I'm really tired because of work." This is real spoken English. It is not weak. It is practical. Your goal is not to impress people with every sentence. Your goal is to communicate. Let's practice natural, simple English. Repeat after me. I'm having trouble understanding this. Again, I'm having trouble understanding this. Now say, "Can you explain it in a simpler way?" Again, "Can you explain it in a simpler way?" Now say, "I need a little more time to think." Good. These sentences can help you in a class, in a meeting, in a conversation, or while learning with someone. They give you space. They help you stay calm. They stop you from becoming silent when you feel confused. Many learners also waste time because they only practice English when they feel motivated. They wait for the perfect mood. They say, "Today, I am tired, so I will practice tomorrow." Tomorrow comes, and they are busy. Then another day comes, and they forget. After 1 week, they feel guilty and start again with strong motivation. This cycle repeats again and again. But English fluency does not grow from rare motivation. It grows from small routines. You do not need to feel excited every day. You just need a practice habit that is so small you can do it even on a normal day. 5 minutes of speaking every day is better than 2 hours once a month. Here is a simple routine you can follow. Choose one useful phrase. Make 3 sentences with it. Say each sentence 3 times. Then use one sentence about your real life. That is enough for one small practice session. For example, choose the phrase "I have to." Say, "I have to study today." Say, "I have to finish my work." Say, "I have to call someone later." Then make it personal. "I have to practice English before I sleep." Now repeat it naturally. "I have to practice English before I sleep." This routine may look small, but small practice done every day becomes big progress over time. Let's do one more practice with the phrase, "I want to get better at." Repeat after me. I want to get better at speaking English. Again, I want to get better at speaking English. Now say, "I want to get better at listening to fast English." Again, I want to get better at listening to fast English. Now make your own sentence. Maybe, "I want to get better at talking on the phone." Maybe, "I want to get better at explaining my ideas." Maybe, "I want to get better at speaking without fear." Speak your sentence slowly. Then say it again with more confidence. This is how you train your mouth and your mind together. You also waste time when you only correct yourself in your head, but never train the correct sentence out loud. Many learners notice a mistake and think, "Okay, I understand." But understanding the correction is not enough. You need to repeat the corrected sentence so your mouth can remember it. If you say, "She go to work every day," and then you learn the correct sentence is, "She goes to work every day." Do not just look at it, say it. "She goes to work every day." Say it again. "She goes to work every day." Then change it. "He goes to school every morning." "My brother goes to the gym after work." "My friend goes shopping on Sunday." This turns correction into training. So when you make a mistake, do not feel ashamed. A mistake is not the end of learning. A mistake is a doorway into better practice. The real waste of time is not making mistakes. The real waste of time is making the same mistake again and again without training the better sentence. When you correct, repeat. When you repeat, use. When you use, remember. This is the cycle that builds speaking skill. By now, I want you to see the main message clearly. Do not learn English only in a way that feels busy. Learn it in a way that changes what you can do. If you watch a lesson, speak from it. If you learn a phrase, use it in your day. If you make a mistake, correct it out loud. If you feel tired, practice one small sentence. If you do not know what to say, talk about the moment you are living right now. Say, I am sitting here and listening. Say, I am practicing because I want to improve. Say, I do not need perfect English to begin. Every sentence you speak is a step away from wasted time and a step toward real fluency. Another habit that wastes a lot of time is learning English without connecting it to real situations. Some learners study words like responsibility, opportunity, decision, comfortable, and improvement, but they never connect those words to a real moment in their life. So when they need to speak, the words feel far away. They feel like school words, not life words. But when you connect English to your real day, the language becomes easier to remember. For example, if you learn the word decision, do not just write it in your notebook. Say, I need to make a decision today. Say, it was not an easy decision. Say, I made a good decision when I started practicing English. Now the word has meaning. It belongs to your life. It becomes something you can use. This is why I want you to stop learning English like a collector and start learning English like a user. A collector keeps adding more and more things. A user takes one useful thing and uses it again and again. If you learn 10 words but use none of them, your speaking may not improve much. But if you learn 3 phrases and use them every day, your speaking begins to change. Let's practice with one phrase now. The phrase is, I decided to. Repeat after me. I decided to practice English today. Again, I decided to practice English today. Now say, I decided to stop wasting time. Again, I decided to stop wasting time. Now make your own sentence. Maybe I decided to wake up earlier. Maybe I decided to speak English for 5 minutes. Maybe I decided to be more serious about my future. This is not just vocabulary. This is active speaking practice. Many learners also waste time because they study English with their eyes only. They look at words. They read subtitles. They read examples. They read comments. But they do not listen enough and they do not speak enough. English is not only something you see. English is something you hear and say. If you only use your eyes, your pronunciation may stay weak. Your listening may stay slow. Your mouth may feel uncomfortable. So when you learn a sentence, do not only read it silently. Read it out loud. Listen to how it sounds. Notice the rhythm. Notice which words are strong. For example, say this sentence. I don't know what to say. Now say it naturally, like you are really in a conversation. I don't know what to say. Again, I don't know what to say. When you repeat a sentence out loud, you are training sound, rhythm, and confidence at the same time. One very useful practice is called listen, pause, repeat, and change. You listen to one sentence, you pause, you repeat it. Then you change one part of the sentence to make it your own. For example, listen to this sentence. I'm learning English because I want more opportunities. Now repeat it. I'm learning English because I want more opportunities. Now change it. I'm learning English because I want a better job. Change it again. I'm learning English because I want to travel with confidence. Change it again. I'm learning English because I want to speak without fear. This is a powerful exercise because you are not just copying. You are learning how to build your own sentences. You are training flexibility. Another mistake is thinking that practice must always be long. Many learners do nothing because they cannot do everything. They say, I don't have 1 hour, so I will not practice today. But this is a very dangerous thought. If you cannot practice for 1 hour, practice for 5 minutes. If you cannot learn 10 phrases, learn 1 phrase. If you cannot speak a full story, speak 3 sentences. Small practice is still practice. A small step is still movement. And when you repeat small steps every day, they become a path. Fluency is not built only by big study sessions. Fluency is built by many small moments of use. Let's create a 5-minute speaking practice right now. First, say 1 sentence about where you are. I am sitting here and practicing English. Repeat it. I am sitting here and practicing English. Second, say 1 sentence about how you feel. I feel motivated, but I also need more practice. Repeat it. I feel motivated, but I also need more practice. Third, say one sentence about your goal. I want to speak English more naturally in daily life. Repeat it. I want to speak English more naturally in daily life. Now you have already practiced location, feeling, and goal. This is real English. This is simple, useful, and connected to you. You may also waste time if you always translate from your language before speaking. Translation is normal in the beginning. Do not feel bad about it. But if you translate every sentence word by word, your speaking becomes slow. You need to train your brain with ready English patterns. For example, instead of thinking deeply every time you want to say something, practice patterns like I think, I feel, I need, I want, I can, I'm going to, and I'm trying to. These patterns help you start speaking faster. You do not need to create every sentence from zero. You can use a pattern and add your idea. Practice with me now. Say, I think this is important. Again, I think this is important. Now say, I feel more confident today. Again, I feel more confident today. Now say, I need more speaking practice. Again, I need more speaking practice. Now say, I'm going to practice after this lesson. Good. These sentence starters are like doors. When you open one door, your idea can come out more easily. If you train these small doors every day, speaking becomes less scary. Another important thing is reviewing. Some learners think review is boring, so they always chase new lessons. But review is where fluency becomes stronger. The first time you learn a sentence, you may understand it. The second time, you remember it. The third time, you say it more smoothly. The fourth time, you can use it faster. The fifth time, it starts to feel natural. So do not be afraid to repeat the same useful sentence many times. Repetition is not a waste of time when the sentence is useful. Repetition is the bridge between knowing and speaking. For example, take this sentence. I'm trying to speak more clearly. Say it slowly. I'm trying to speak more clearly. Say it naturally. I'm trying to speak more clearly. Say it with confidence. I'm trying to speak more clearly. Now change it. I'm trying to listen more carefully. I'm trying to answer more quickly. I'm trying to practice more consistently. This is review with variation. You repeat the pattern, but you change the meaning. That keeps your brain active and makes the practice more useful. So, my friend, do not waste your time learning English in a way that never becomes action. Do not let English stay only in your notebook, only in your phone, or only in your head. Bring it into your mouth, bring it into your morning, bring it into your small daily moments. When you drink water, make one sentence. When you walk outside, describe what you see. When you finish work, say what you did. When you feel nervous, say, I can speak slowly, and that is okay. These small sentences may not look impressive, but they are building something important inside you. They are building the habit of using English. It's not just studying it. And once English becomes a habit of use, your progress becomes much more real. Another thing I want you to stop doing is comparing your English journey with someone else's journey. This also wastes your time, but in a different way. Maybe you watch someone online speaking English very fast, and suddenly you feel bad about your own English. Maybe you hear another learner using better pronunciation, and you think, why am I still behind? Maybe someone tells you they became fluent in 3 months, and then you feel like your progress is too slow. But my friend, comparison can steal your energy. It makes you focus on someone else's result instead of your own practice. You do not know their full story. You do not know how many hours they practiced, how many mistakes they made, how many years they studied before you saw them speaking confidently. So do not waste your learning time feeling small. Use that time to speak one more sentence. Your real competition is not another learner. Your real competition is yesterday's version of you. If yesterday you were silent, and today you speak 3 sentences, that is progress. If yesterday you were afraid to answer, and today you answer slowly, that is progress. If yesterday you only watched a lesson, and today you repeated useful sentences out loud, that is progress. English growth is not always loud. Sometimes it is quiet. Sometimes it is just you sitting alone and saying, I can do this. Sometimes it is you repeating one sentence until your mouth feels a little more comfortable. That may look small, but it is not small. It is training. Let's practice a confidence sentence now. Repeat after me. I do not need to be perfect to practice. Again, I do not need to be perfect to practice. Now say, I am allowed to speak slowly. Again, I am allowed to speak slowly. Now say, every sentence I speak helps me improve. Good. These sentences are not only English practice, they also train your mindset. Because many learners do not only have a language problem, they also have a confidence problem. They know something, but they are afraid to use it. So we must train both the language and the confidence together. Another mistake is practicing English only inside lessons, but not using English to think about normal life. After the lesson ends, English disappears. The learner goes back to their whole day without one English thought. But if you want English to become natural, you need to invite it into small daily moments. When you are walking, describe what you see. Say, the street is busy today. When you are waiting, describe what you are doing. Say, I am waiting for my turn. When you are cleaning your room, say, I need to put these things away. When you are cooking, say, I'm making something simple today. These small sentences make English part of your life instead of only part of your study time. You can also practice by asking yourself simple questions. Ask, what am I doing right now? Then answer, I am listening and practicing. Ask, what do I need to do today? Then answer, I need to finish my work and practice English. Ask, how do I feel? Then answer, I feel a little tired, but I want to continue. This question and answer practice is useful because real conversations are built on questions and answers. If you can ask and answer simple questions alone, you will feel more ready when another person asks you something. Let's practice this now. Ask yourself, what am I doing right now? Answer, I am practicing English with Jack Ma. Again, ask, why am I practicing? Answer, I am practicing because I want to speak more naturally. Now ask, what will I do after this? Answer with your own real sentence. Maybe I will drink some water. Maybe I will continue studying. Maybe I will go back to work. This is simple, but it teaches your brain to respond in English instead of freezing. Finally, I want you to understand that the best way to stop wasting time is to make every lesson active. Do not only ask, did I understand this lesson? Ask, did I use something from this lesson? Did you repeat a sentence? Did you make your own example? Did you answer a question? Did you speak about your real life? Did you review one useful phrase? These are the questions that change your learning, because fluency does not come from collecting more and more lessons. Fluency comes from using what you learn until it becomes easy. So from today, try this simple rule. For every English lesson you watch, take one sentence and use it 5 times. Change it for your life. Say it in the morning. Say it while walking. Say it before sleeping. For example, take this sentence. I am building my English step by step. Repeat it slowly. I am building my English step by step. Now say, I am building my confidence step by step. Now say, I am building my speaking skills step by step. Now make it yours. Maybe, I am building my future step by step. This is the kind of practice that makes English emotional, personal, and memorable. You do not need to waste more time waiting, collecting, comparing, or staying silent. You can start with the English you already know. Use simple sentences. Repeat useful phrases. Speak about your real day. Correct your mistakes out loud. Review instead of always chasing something new. And most importantly, keep your English alive by using it every day. You may not feel fluent immediately, but every active sentence you speak is proof that you are moving forward. One day, the sentences that feel slow today will come out more naturally. The phrases that feel difficult today will become easy. And the voice that feels nervous today will become stronger, calmer, and more confident with practice. There is one more important way learners waste time, and I want you to think about it carefully. Many learners practice English only when they are alone with lessons. but they never prepare for the feelings that come in a real conversation. In a lesson, everything feels calm. You can pause, you can repeat, you can think. But in real life, someone asks you a question, and suddenly your heart becomes faster. You feel pressure. You worry about mistakes. You think people will judge you. And because of that pressure, even simple English can disappear from your mind. This is why your practice must not only train words, it must also train calmness. When you practice at home, do not only repeat sentences like a machine. Imagine real situations. Imagine someone is standing in front of you. Imagine they are asking you a question. Imagine you need to answer naturally, even if your answer is simple. This kind of imagination practice helps your brain prepare for real moments. For example, imagine someone asks, "What do you do?" You can answer, "I work in an office," or "I am a student," or "I am learning new skills right now." Now make it a little longer. "I work in an office, and I'm also trying to improve my English." Repeat that slowly. "I work in an office, and I'm also trying to improve my English." This is real conversation practice because you are not only saying words, you are preparing an answer you may actually need. Now imagine someone asks, "Why are you learning English?" Many learners freeze because they try to give a perfect answer. But you do not need a perfect answer. You need a clear answer. You can say, "I'm learning English because I want better opportunities." Repeat it. "I'm learning English because I want better opportunities." You can say, "I'm learning English because I want to speak with more confidence." Repeat it. "I'm learning English because I want to speak with more confidence." You can say, "I'm learning English because it can help me in my work and daily life." Repeat it again. "I'm learning English because it can help me in my work and daily life." These answers are so simple, but they are useful. If you practice them before the real moment, you will not feel completely sauce lost when someone asks you. Another thing that wastes time is practicing without any clear target. Some learners say, "I want to improve English," but that goal is too general. Improve what? Speaking, listening, pronunciation, daily conversation, confidence, work communication. If your goal is not clear, your practice becomes random. You may study many things, but you do not know what result you are building. So make your goal smaller and clearer. Instead of saying, "I want to improve English," say, "I want to answer daily questions more smoothly." Instead of saying, "I want better vocabulary," say, "I want to use 5 new phrases in my real life this week." Instead of saying, "I want fluency," say, "I want to speak for 1 minute without stopping." Let's practice 1 minute speaking in a simple essay. I will give you a topic, your daily routine. Start with the sentence. "Every day, I usually wake up and get ready for the day." Repeat it. "Every day, I usually wake up and get ready for the day." Now add another sentence. "After that, I have breakfast and think about what I need to do." Repeat it. "After that, I have breakfast and think about what I need to do." Now add one more. "During the day, I try to finish my work and learn something useful." Good. Now put it together slowly. "Every day, I usually wake up and get ready for the day. After that, I have breakfast and think about what I need to do. During the day, I try to finish my work and learn something useful." This is a small spoken paragraph. It is not difficult, but it trains flow. You can use this same method with any daily topic. Talk about your morning. Talk about your work. Talk about your weekend. Talk about your favorite food. Talk about something you want to learn. Start with 3 simple sentences. Then add 1 detail. Then add 1 feeling. For example, "Yesterday I went outside to buy something. The weather was nice, but the market was crowded. I felt a little tired, but I was happy to finish my work." This is natural English. It is not full of difficult words, but it communicates a real experience. That is what you need first. Do not waste your time thinking that fluency means never stopping. Even native speakers pause. They think. They change sentences. They say, "Let me think," or "How can I explain this?" You can use these phrases too. When you need time, say, "Let me think for a second." Repeat it. "Let me think for a second." When you do not know the exact word, say, I don't know the exact word, but I can explain it. Repeat it. I don't know the exact word, but I can explain it. When you want to try again, say, let me say that again. Repeat it. Let me say that again. These phrases help you stay in the conversation instead of becoming silent. So the better way to learn English is not to run after every new lesson. The better way is to train real speaking moments. Prepare your answers. Practice useful phrases. Speak about your day. Learn how to stay calm when you need time. Use simple English before you try advanced English. And every time you finish practicing, ask yourself, can I use this in real life? If the answer is yes, then your practice is valuable. If the answer is no, change the practice. English should not stay far away from your life. It should become part of your normal thinking, your normal speaking, and your normal day. So today, make one small promise to yourself. Do not just learn English to feel busy. Learn English to become active. Learn it to answer questions. Learn it to express feelings. Learn it to describe your day. Learn it to ask for help, share ideas, make plans, and connect with people. You do not need to waste more months doing silent practice only. You can start speaking with simple sentences right now. Start small, but start honestly. Speak slowly, but speak daily. Repeat useful phrases, but also make them personal. And when your English feels weak, do not stop. That weak feeling is not failure. It is the beginning of training. Every strong speaker was once a slow speaker. Every confident voice was once unsure. And every fluent journey begins with one simple sentence spoken again and again. Now, I want to help you build a better learning system. Because once you understand what wastes your time, you also need to know what actually moves you forward. A good English routine does not have to be complicated. In fact, the best routine is usually simple enough that you can repeat it every day. Many learners fail because they create routines that are too heavy. They say, I will study grammar for 1 hour, vocabulary for 1 hour, listening for 1 hour, speaking for 1 hour, and reading for 1 hour. That sounds strong on the first day, but after 2 or 3 days, real life comes in. You feel tired, you get busy. You miss 1 day, then 2 days, and then you stop completely. So instead of making a routine that looks impressive, make a routine that you can actually continue. A useful routine can be as simple as this. Listen to a short sentence. Repeat it out loud. Change one part of it. Use it about your life. Then say it again later in the day. This routine is small, but it trains listening, speaking, vocabulary, grammar, and confidence together. For example, take the sentence, I need to improve my English step by step. Repeat it slowly. I need to improve my English step by step. Now change one part. I need to improve my speaking step by step. Now change it again. I need to improve my listening step by step. Now make it personal. I need to improve my confidence step by step. This is how one sentence becomes many useful sentences. Do not waste your time looking for a magical shortcut. Many learners spend more time searching for the perfect method than practicing any method. They watch videos about how to learn English fast. They read comments. They compare apps. They ask which course is best. They collect advice. But after all that searching, they still do not speak. My friend, advice can guide you, but practice changes you. A simple method done every day is better than a perfect method you only think about. You do not need a secret. You need a system. You need repetition. You need active use. Let's practice a useful sentence for this idea. Say, I will stop searching and start practicing. Again, I will stop searching and start practicing. Now say, I do not need a perfect method to begin. Again, I do not need a perfect method to begin. Now say, I can improve with small daily practice. Good. These sentences are simple, but they are powerful because they remind your brain what to do. Learning English is not only about language, it is also about direction. When your direction is clear, your practice becomes stronger. Another part of a better system is choosing useful topics. Do not spend all your time learning English that has nothing to do with your life. If you need English for daily conversation, Practice daily conversation. If you need English for work, practice work sentences. If you need English for travel, practice travel situations. If you need English for confidence, practice answering common questions. You do not need to learn every topic at the same time. Start with the situations you actually meet. Talk about your routine. Talk about your job or studies. Talk about food. Talk about plans. Talk about problems. Talk about feelings. These topics appear again and again in real life. Let's practice with a real daily problem. Imagine you are late. You need to explain it in English. You can say, "I'm sorry I'm late." Repeat it. "I'm sorry I'm late." You can say, "There was too much traffic." Repeat it. "There was too much traffic." You can say, "I left home late, but I came as quickly as I could." Repeat it. "I left home late, but I came as quickly as I could." Now put it together. "I'm sorry I'm late. There was too much traffic. I came as quickly as I could." This is useful English. You can use it in real life. That is why it is worth practicing. Now imagine you need help. You do not know what to say. A useful sentence is, "Could you help me with this?" Repeat it. "Could you help me with this?" Another sentence is, "I'm not sure how to do this." Repeat it. "I'm not sure how to do this." Another sentence is, "Can you show me one more time?" Repeat it. "Can you show me one more time?" These sentences are not advanced, but they are valuable. They help you survive real moments. They keep you speaking when you feel confused. They help you ask for support instead of staying silent. Another thing that saves time is focusing on sentence patterns instead of random memorization. A sentence pattern is like a frame. Once you know the frame, you can put many different ideas inside it. For example, the pattern "I used to" helps you talk about the past. You can say, "I used to study English only by watching videos." You can say, "I used to feel nervous when I spoke." You can say, "I used to memorize words without using them. Now you can add a better change. But now I practice speaking every day." Repeat this full sentence. "I used to study English only by watching videos. But now I practice speaking every day." This sentence tells a story of progress. Let's practice more with "I used to." Say, "I used to feel afraid of mistakes." Again, "I used to feel afraid of mistakes." Now say, "I used to wait for the perfect time." Again, "I used to wait for the perfect time." Now say, "I used to stay silent, but now I try to speak." This pattern is useful because it helps you describe change. And when you can describe change, you can talk about your journey, your habits, your confidence, and your goals. So the better way to learn English is clear. Stop doing things that only make you feel busy. Stop collecting lessons without using them. Stop waiting for perfect confidence. Stop jumping from one method to another. Start with simple, active, daily practice. Choose useful sentences. Repeat them out loud. Change them for your life. Use them in real situations. Review them often. And when you feel that your progress is slow, remember that slow progress is still progress when you continue. English fluency is not built in one emotional day. It is built in many small moments when you choose to use the language instead of only studying it. Every time you speak, even slowly, you are proving to yourself that English is not just something you learn. It is something you can live with, practice with, and grow with. Now, before we close this practice, I want you to look at your English learning honestly. Ask yourself, what am I doing every day that is really helping me speak? Not what looks good, not what feels busy, not what makes me feel like a serious learner for a few minutes. Ask what actually trains your speaking. If your routine has many videos but no speaking, change it. If your notebook has many words but no sentences, change it. If your phone is full of saved lessons, but your mouth is not practicing, change it. This is not to make you feel bad. This is to help you save your time. Your time is valuable, and if you are going to give your time to English, that time should give something back to you. A strong learner does not need to do everything. A strong learner needs to do the right small things again and again. You can choose one sentence today and use it in 5 different ways. You can choose one daily topic and speak about it for 1 minute. You can choose one mistake and train the correct sentence out loud. You can choose one useful phrase and connect it to your real life. These actions may look simple, but they are not weak. They are focused. And focused practice is much better than random study. Let's practice one final speaking exercise together. I want you to imagine that someone asks you, "How are you improving your English?" You can answer like this: "I am improving my English by using it every day." Repeat it slowly. "I am improving my English by using it every day." Now make it longer. "I am improving my English by speaking simple sentences about my real life." Repeat it. "I am improving my English by speaking simple sentences about my real life." Now add one more sentence. "I do not only watch lessons. I try to use what I learn." Repeat it clearly. "I do not only watch lessons. I try to use what I learn." This answer is simple, but it shows a new identity. You are not only a person who studies English, you are a person who uses English. Now think about tomorrow. What can you do tomorrow that will not waste your time? Maybe you can speak about your morning for 1 minute. You can say, "I woke up. I got ready. I had breakfast. I checked my phone. I planned my day." Then you can make it a little better. "I woke up early and got ready for the day. After breakfast, I checked my messages and planned what I needed to do." This is how you go. First simple, then clearer, then more natural. You do not jump from silence to fluency in one day. You build a bridge, sentence by sentence. Maybe tomorrow you can describe one problem in English. Say, "Today was difficult because I had too much work." Then add, "I felt tired but I tried to stay calm." Then add, "After finishing my work, I practiced English for a few minutes." Now you have a small story. You are not memorizing random lines. You are expressing your real experience. That is powerful because real fluency is built from real expression. When your English is connected to your life, you remember it more deeply. You can also practice with small conversation answers. If someone asks, "What are your plans?" you can say, "I'm going to finish my work and then practice English." If someone asks, "What did you do yesterday?" you can say, "I worked, studied a little, and spent some time with my family." If someone asks, "What are you trying to improve?" you can say, "I'm trying to speak more clearly and confidently." These answers are practical. They are not too difficult. But if you repeat them and make them personal, they become ready for real conversation. So the lesson is simple. Do not waste your time learning English in a way that keeps English outside your life. Do not only prepare forever. Do not only collect. Do not only watch. Do not only wait. Use English now with the level you have now. Speak slowly if you need to. Use simple words if you need to. Make mistakes if you need to. But do not stay silent. Silence may feel safe, but it does not build fluency. Active practice builds fluency. From today, let your English routine become more honest. When you learn something, ask, "Can I say this?" When you understand a sentence, ask, "Can I use this about my life?" When you make a mistake, ask, "Can I correct it and repeat it?" When you feel nervous, ask, "Can I still say one simple sentence?" This is how you become stronger, not by waiting for a perfect day, but by using small moments every day. Your English does not need to be perfect before it becomes useful. It becomes useful when you use it. It becomes stronger when you repeat it. It becomes natural when you connect it to your life. So stop wasting your time with learning that only stays in your head. Start building English that comes from your voice, your day, your thoughts, and your real experiences. The more you use it, the more it will belong to you. And slowly, with patience and daily practice, you will begin to feel that English is not something far away anymore. It is something you can carry with you, one clear sentence at a time. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end, my friend. I really hope today's lesson helped you understand one important truth. English improvement does not come from only watching more lessons, saving more tips, or collecting more words. It comes from using English in your real life, one small sentence at a time. So after this lesson, do not just close the video and forget everything. Take one sentence from today's practice and say it out loud. Make it personal. Use it about your day. Repeat it again tomorrow. This is how your English becomes stronger. And remember, you do not need perfect English to start speaking. You need simple English, daily practice, and the courage to use what you already know. If this lesson helped you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who is also learning English. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep believing in your progress. I'm Jack Ma, and I'll see you in the next lesson.